Denver, get ready for some fire and rhythm today. On this episode of Real Good Denver podcast, we're joined by Maria and Eva from Flamenco Denver, the powerhouse behind one of the city's most dynamic arts organizations. With over 20 years of history, thousands of students, and performances that light up stages across Colorado, they've been keeping the soul of Spain alive right here in our backyard. We dive into how flamenco blends culture, storytelling, and community, why the art form is exploding in Denver, and what it means for the next generation of dancers. If you're an arts lover, or a culture junkie, or just somebody who's looking to be inspired by movement and passion, this conversation is for you. Let's get into it, but first some business. This episode is brought to you by Kidcaster, the world's leader in podcast guest booking. If you're a founder, executive, or thought leader, podcasts are the fastest way to build trust and authority in your audience. Kidcaster has booked thousands of interviews that have generated millions in revenue, investments, and followers for their clients. Imagine skipping the cold calls, skipping the ads, and instead having real conversations with the exact people you want to reach. That's the power of podcast guesting. If you're ready to put your voice where it matters most, head to kidcaster.com and talk to the team. Kidcaster, podcast conversations that convert. That's kidcaster.com.
What's good, Denver?
All right. What's up, Denver? How are you? I hope you're having a great day. We have a very special interview today. There is an incredible event coming up for Flamenco Denver. And joining me today is Maria and Eva from Flamenco Denver. How are you?
Great. We're wonderful. I am wonderful.
We're excited.
Yeah, me too. Okay, let's jump right in. Now, give the listeners a scoop on exactly the event, the dates, how they can purchase tickets, and what they're in for.
So the event day is on Tuesday, the 30th, September 30th, at the Newman Center, and you can buy tickets at flamencodenver.com.
Amazing. Yeah, September 13th or October?
September 30th.
30th.
Nope.
September 30th. Okay.
Tuesday.
Okay, great.
Tuesday. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. And it's is it one show or?
Just one show, one performance, so it's your chance to go.
Incredible. Okay, so tell us a little bit about flamenco. Now, I know I don't know enough. Now, I play guitar, so I've always loved that kind of Spanish guitar, flamenco guitar, the minor chords and the fast fingers. I'm a fingerstyle player myself, so I always admire the playing. But I know a lot of your studio is about the dance. Tell us a little bit about the dance and the history of flamenco.
Yeah, so I'm a dancer, so I mainly teach dance, but we have guitarists around, and we bring guitarists from out of town that they teach workshop and private lessons to guitarists you know, because you're a guitarist, come from Spain. So there's many wonderful guitarists there too. But we have classes, ongoing classes, from children to adults every week. On regular basis from Monday to Saturdays. We have all kind of different age coming to the classes. It's really fun. It's a community. We start from scratch. We start with the people that don't know anything at all. Sometimes I have seniors coming and they don't have any knowledge, any background in dancing, and they keep improving and they keep moving on in the levels. And we have children too, so it's really a neat community. It's a small community, but it's really fun. We also go to schools. We have a free program for Title I schools. This is the Hispanic Heritage Month, so I'm kind of crazy running from school to school, doing presentation. That's really fun too. And a part of the teaching, the educational programs, we have performances. So RAICES is the performance that we do on Tuesday, September 30th. It's the 11th time that we do this kind of performance. So even though the title is always the same, the name of the show is called RAICES because that means roots. That's where I don't like to get too crazy with mixing things together because flamenco is so big and so large. That's just with flamenco for me is enough. And I just keep digging into flamenco and bringing different artists, new choreographies every year, new dresses, new musicians, and it's always a new performance, even though the name of the performance is always RAICES.
Amazing. I love it. So tell us a little bit about your history and how you found yourself coming to Denver to teach flamenco.
Well, in Denver is my husband Alivi. So my husband was in Spain, in Sevilla, studying in the university. They have 3 elective classes. One, it was pottery. It's a big thing in southern Spain. Another one, it was like with horses, dressage. And the third one was learning how to dance a little bit, because we have a big party at the end in the spring in Sevilla. It's a full-week party where we create a city outside of the city made out of tents, where we just have a blast. We drink and eat and hang out with family and friends and dance Sevillana. So everybody know how to dance this traditional dance that is part of flamenco too. My husband decided to take dancing lessons for the party, to be part of the party. And he came to the classes. They called me to the university. They asked me if I could teach that class because the teacher got sick. So I was subbing for the teacher, and my husband just keep coming to class all the time. Even though when they have long weekends and the kids just travel around, he just keep coming and coming. And yeah, we start dating, and I guess he was interested in more things than just the dancing part. And we moved back here, and that's how I started here.
Amazing. So was he from Denver?
He's Denver. He showed up the first day with his cowboy boots and big belt. Yeah.
Nice. Do they like cowboys in south of Spain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's amazing. So where are you from?
I'm from Seville.
Seville. Nice. Cool. And it sounds like you've been in Denver for about 20 years.
25, yeah.
Incredible. So when did you start the academy?
So I started teaching right away. Well, I moved here actually on 2002. 2005, I was still teaching in different places. But 2005 is when I opened my own little garage studio for people to come to take classes with me. And eventually I transitioned into a nonprofit organization. And we have been a nonprofit since 2014. So, and that's the year that we moved to our new location in South Broadway. We have been there since then.
It's incredible. I love it. So talk a little bit about the academy. Now, who are the best students? If someone's thinking about doing something new, because, maybe people are like me. I did jujitsu for like 15 years, kind of got beat up. So I did yoga, and now I'm getting kind of bored with yoga. Flamenco seems really fun. Who's the best student for flamenco?
Yoga people is not going to be very happy with you. It just depends. Sometimes the people who is more afraid is the one that they stay longer, and they are really committed to keep going. So, like in the case of Eva, she's learning how to dance, but also she's learning how to sing. And she's getting really good at singing. Singing is one of the 3 elements from flamenco. We have the singing, which is a major part, guitar, and dancing. And sadly, we don't really have any singer here. So she's doing a great job learning, and she's doing both now. So she's very, very strong about that. She can explain you everything. But I have people who have been with me for like 15 years.
Yeah.
I have children that later they are now living in Spain, 2 of them, and working professionally there as a flamenco dancer. So that's pretty big, because later they come back and teach us. So yeah, I'm the student.
Incredible. Eva, I'd love to know about the singing, because it's the dancer who sings, right? The guitar player just plays guitar and stays out of the way. Like the dancer is like the spotlight.
Yeah, so the dancer dances, the singer sings, and the guitar player plays. It's really hard to do more than one. So sometimes a singer can accompany with some chords, mostly for his own learning, or a singer can play some percussion like the cajon. is one of the instruments that we use. But for the most part, each of the roles stays on that because it's so rich. Like when you're dancing, you're listening to the music, you're keeping the beat. You have to remember the choreography if there is one, but then the feet are doing one thing, your body's doing something else, your hands are doing something else, your head is doing something else. So there's so many moving parts that you really have to like focus on that a lot. And then for the singing, I mean, I've been a musician for all my life, so I'm not a professional musician, but it was kind of like an easy transition because, I mean, I've been dancing for a while, but even though I can understand it and follow the rhythm, some steps are just hard. And I mean, I didn't start when I was young, so I'm not like doing all the progress that I wish I did. But singing, yeah, I can sing. So it's just very interesting. And I'm now studying the music and the history, and it's juicy.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's well, it's such a romantic style, right? I mean, it's elegant and feminine, and it's unbelievable art form. It's so cool. And Maria, I like that you're kind of like a purist. Are there a lot of people doing like the flamenco fusion kind of things?
There is, and there is great thing because flamenco is a live art form, so it just keep evolving. People just get into other stuff and grab it because that's how it was created. Flamenco is a mix of different cultures.
Yeah.
In Andalusia, where it comes from, the triangle of flamenco, we call it, is Granada, Sevilla, and Cadiz, Jerez. There were the Jewish, the Christian, the Moorish, living there together for 800 years. And along came the gypsies, and they kind of like to mix it up all together. And later they travel all the way to America, and we got different rhythms from there that we took it to. We call it the palos de vuelta, go back and from. So it's a mix of things. So that's how it created, and that's how it is. It's not folklore. I do folklore too, but folklore, you have the step that you have. That's it.
Yeah.
But flamenco is a live art form. It keeps evolving. It keeps getting different steps, different movement. Someone sings something a little different, and people like it, and it changes in that way. But in order to do that, you have to know the roots. You have to know your basic, and it's so big. Just in one of the palos, I can tell you, like fandangos, we have 86 different style of fandangos.
Yeah.
And oof, it's like I'm overwhelmed with everything. I always, when I have the artists coming that know more than me, for like this event, I tease like, oh, maybe, if I live as long as my dad, one day I will know everything of flamenco. But I feel like I still have enough to learn that I don't really need that extra challenge of mixing up with something else.
Totally. Is tango kind of related to flamenco?
No. I mean, tango is a Latin dance from Argentina.
Uh-huh.
We have flamenco tangos, but they don't have any similitude with the Argentinian tango.
I was doing some research with some flamencologists, and basically the root rhythm of everything comes from Cuba, from some Cuban rhythm. I don't remember the name of it, but we're talking compás, like the binary compass, 1, 2, 3, 4, blah, blah, blah. So the Argentinian tango and milonga comes from that Cuban rhythm. And many of the binary rhythms of flamenco also come from there. So are they related? Yeah. Are they related?
Well,
I mean, in the end, a lot of things come from Cuba because there was a lot of traveling. And Cuba is a rich place of, musical culture. And a lot of musicians come from Cuba or go to Cuba to learn things, So there's something from there.
Flamenco comes from, right, Eva?
Okay.
Not the flamenco comes from Cuba.
El ritmo,
I think
the rhythm, not the letras.
But the rhythm of some particular palos, not
the tango,
no?
Just the tango. Yeah, he talked about the tango, yeah. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Just the tango.
I brought it up because there's that amazing scene with Selma Hayek and Frida, where they're like, and I was always thinking that was flamenco, but I was like, no, I think that was tango is what they were doing. And that's, I don't know. But
There
I don't know.
are some palos. We call it palos to the different branches of the big tree, no? The different style of songs. And there is those palo, we call it from ida y vuelta, going back and from Cuba and that area. Like, for example, there is one that is, the name is Guajira. And the Guajira is directly related to the Cuban Punto Cubano. So you hear the Punto Cubano from Cuba. It sounds very, very similar to the Guajira, and then you can see a lot of relationships. So a lot of the folkloric dancings and a lot of the music from Latin America for sure have like salsa, no? They have,
yeah,
Even
Yeah,
that Guajira, the lyrics talk about Cuba, the cigars and the women and the things that happen in Cuba. So there's like all these little beats that get absorbed into like she said, flamenco is a live art, so it's always picking up pieces like from history, from, oh well, this population was in this place for these many years, but then this other came and then they kind of got together, and then that's how flamenco is, like a big soup.
yeah. Yeah, well, in the folk styles, I love it so much. I mean, being a blues player, but also, I trained capoeira for like 10 years. And so like it was doing some samba. And by doing samba, I mean, I play a little bit of drums. I cannot do that kind of dancing. I'm not very coordinated.
It's fast.
It's fast, but yeah, I'm so excited for this. So for the performance, what can people expect to see? What will your performance entail?
So for this particular performance, as I told you, we don't really have many musicians in Denver. So I'm bringing kind of the best of the best from out of town. So we have Andres Badin, who is from Cuba. He lives in LA right now. He's going to fly here. We also have Amparo Heredia, gypsy from Granada, from a big family name from flamenco family. Jose Cortez, also gypsy, he's coming to be the second singer, because it's a lot of singing. It requires a lot of energy, so we need two singers for this show. We have Diego Alvarez El Negro. I don't know how many Grammys award he got, but he's one of the best percussionists in Latin music and flamenco for sure. He lived for many years in Spain, and he's coming. The guest male dancer, because I don't really have any male dancer in here, is Manuel Gutierrez. So he'll be the major guest artist. Will come from Cordoba.
He's Spanish too?
He was raised in France, from parents emigrate after Civil War and stuff. But he's from Cordoba in southern Spain.
Yeah. It's cool because I'm sure you've noticed being in Denver this long, but the Gutierrez and Vasquez in Denver are huge families. Been here forever. A lot of Spanish names in Denver that I grew up with as well.
Yeah.
Very cool. I can't wait. It sounds like tickets are between $45, $75, something like that. They can pick them up at flamencodenver.com. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we're going to do a giveaway of a pair of tickets to this performance for Flamenco Denver. So definitely keep your eyes peeled. We'll put that on the newsletter. We'll put that on Instagram and TikTok, and you can get a chance to see, Denver Flamenco. Now, kind of last question here, Maria. You could do anything with your life, and you decided to teach flamenco dancing. Why did you do that?
Well, I started very young, and I have it very clear. I know now I have a teenager son, and I know it's for a lot of people it's hard to decide what to do with your life. But I just knew since I was very little I wanted to be a dancer, not particularly a flamenco dancer, but just I love ballet. I love all kind of dance, and later on I started to learn the traditional dance from my city at the age of 3, I think. And after that, I keep moving with flamenco. I got into conservatorio, I got the degree, yeah.
I could give you a short version of that. Flamenco is so difficult that she's teaching it because she can.
Nice.
Not everybody can. It's just really hard.
Yeah.
So,
Eva,
right.
Maria, thank you so much for coming on the show and telling us about this extraordinary event. And thanks for doing what you do.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for
Thank you
inviting
so much
us.
for having us.